Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about linear functions, writing equations of lines. So you're going to need your notes, calculator, and something to write with, please. All right, our learning target today, so make sure you get this down, is that you are going to be able to write an equation of lines when given a slope and a point, 2 points, or a line that is parallel or perpendicular to a point. This next slide you do not have to write down, okay, ladies and gentlemen? I just have a general question for you. What if I asked you to give me directions to Starbucks? Well, first of all, you would have to know a few things in order to do this. You'd have to know where I am, or where I'm coming from, and what Starbucks I want to go to. So it's very similar to writing equations. We need to know things first. So this is what I need you to write down, please. To write equations of lines, you need to know a few pieces of information about the line. Then we can decide what form we will use. We're going to have two different forms, so this whole slide needs to be written down, please. The first one, if we have the slope and the y-intercept, we're going to write in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Or if we have the slope in a random point, remember hk, then we're going to write it in translated form. So translated form, remember, is that y equals m parentheses x minus h plus k. So we can use either or to use on our problems, okay? So make sure you have this whole page written down, please. And then we're going to do 4 examples, which also all have to be written down in your notes. Here we go. Example number 1. We need to write the equation on a line shown in this graph. So if we look at this graph, we're going to be using the y equals mx plus b because we can find our slope and our y-intercept. So to find our slope, we're going to pick 2 points that cross our intersections, and we're going to do our rise over run. So we're going to rise 3 and run 1. So our slope is 3 over 1, or that could just be 3. Now our y-intercept is where it crosses our y-axis, which is here. So that's going to be right there. There's our y-intercept. We're writing that as a point, so that'd be 0, 5. 5 is our b. Okay? Come over here, write it out. We have y equals our slope, which is 3x, our b, which is a positive 5. There's our equation of our line, given the graph. So here's example number 1. Make sure it gets in those notes, please. Here's example number 2. We have to write the equation on a line that passes through the given point and has this slope. So here's my point. So this is going to be x, y, and my slope. We can do it one of 2 ways. First way we're going to talk about is if we have a slope of 3 and the point negative 2, negative 5, I can use y equals mx plus b. In order to do that, I'm going to plug in my x and my y. So if I do that, I'm going to rewrite y as negative 5 equals, my m is 3, my x is negative 2, and I have to do my plus b, because we have to find that y-intercept in order to write it in slope-intercept form. So then I'm going to get negative 5 equals negative 6 plus b. To get b by itself, I add 6, and 1 equals b. Now that I found b, though, I'm not done. I actually have to rewrite it as an equation. So my answer is going to be y equals, my slope is 3x plus my b is 1. So that's going to be my answer. So that's one way we can solve this problem. The other way that we can solve this problem is that we have our slope in a random point. So we can use our translated form. So our slope is still 3. Our h and k, this is -2, -5. So we can plug it into this equation. So we're going to plug in what we know. So we know it's y equals, my slope is 3, keep this, negative, and my h is a -2 minus 5. Simplify this right here, so I'm going to get y equals 3x plus 2 minus 5. Now it's fine if we leave it here, but I wanted to look in the y equals mx plus b form, so I'm going to take it to the next step. So I'm going to distribute out that 3. So I'm going to get y equals 3x plus 6 minus 5. If I combine my like terms, I'm going to get y equals 3x plus 1, which is exactly the same as we got over here. So either of these ways would work, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to you which way you would prefer. All right, moving on. Example number 3. So write the equation of a line that passes through the given points. Now first here, in order to do either form, I need to have the slope. So that's the first thing we have to do, is find our slope. And to find slope, we're going to use slope equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So I'm going to come over here. This is my x1 and my y1. This is going to be my x2 and my y2. And I'm going to plug in my information. So I'm going to get 7 minus 3 over 4 minus 2, which equals 4 over 2, which simplifies to 2. So my slope is 2. Now that I know my slope, I can pick which form I want to do. Now also with both forms, I need to have a point. You can pick whatever point you want. I'm just going to pick the first one because that's what I usually do. So this is the point I'm going to use. And this is the slope that I need to use. I'm going to show you both forms. You guys don't have to do it both ways. You can choose the way that you prefer. So right here, I'm going to do y equals mx plus b. Plug in what I know. I know my y, because I'm using this point right here, is 3 equals, my slope is 2. My x is 2 plus my b. So I get 3 equals 4 plus b minus 4 on both sides. -1 equals b. So now that I have my b and my m, I can write my equation. My equation would be y equals 2x minus 1. So that's if you want to use slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. You can also use the translated form. So you can also use y equals m, parenthesis x minus h plus k. And if I use my same point, I'm going to use 2, 3. This is my h, this is my k. Plug in the things I know. So y equals, my slope is still 2. X minus 2 plus 3. So we can leave it there, ladies and gentlemen, or we can take it the next step further so it can look in slope-intercept form. So you can leave it here if you want. I'm going to distribute it out so we can see that they're the same thing. So we have 2 goes here and here. I get y equals 2x minus 4 plus 3. Combine my like terms, I get y equals 2x minus 1. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I get the same answer. You can do either way, whatever way you prefer. All right, last example. Woo woo! So we're going to write an equation of a line that passes through the point 4, 1 and is perpendicular to the line y equals 1/3 x plus 3. Now here's a word we really need to pay attention to, perpendicular. That means our slopes are opposite reciprocals. So my slope was 1/3. The opposite of a positive 1 is going to be a negative. And the reciprocal of 1/3 is 3/1, which we can reduce to -3. So that's my slope. Now I'm going to use that slope and the point I have here to answer the question. Now I'm going to do it both ways again. You can choose the way that you prefer when you do it on your homework, your worksheets, your test quizzes, and such. So first I'm going to do y equals mx plus b. I know my slope, and I know my point. My point is 4, -1. So that's my x and my y. So I have -1 equals, my slope is -3 times 4 plus b. Then I'm going to get -1 equals -12 plus b plus 12. Oh, excuse me, that was a +1. I apologize, you guys. There we go. So it should be 13 because those were +1s from up here. 13 equals my b. Once I have that, I can write my equation. So y equals, my slope is -3, x plus 13. There's my equation to that line that's perpendicular to the other line. Now, on the other hand, if you prefer the translated form, we're going to have y equals m, parenthesis x, minus h plus k. If I use my point, I have 4, 1. This is my h. This is my k. Plug in the information that I know. So y equals -3 is my slope, x minus 4 plus 1. Now remember, guys, you can leave it here, but I'm going to distribute it out so we can show that they're the same. So I take my -3, I'm going to put it here and here. Y equals -3x plus 12 plus 1. Combine my like terms. Y equals -3x plus 13. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we get the same answer, so you can do either of these, one or the other. You don't have to do both. Alright, but that's all I have for you wonderful people today. So go out and enjoy the day, and I can't wait to see you soon. Bye!